Alrighty, hello guys, and welcome to the WWE or Wrestling Universe, should I say? And I know it's been a very long time since we did a review because the last review I did was regarding WrestleMania 35, which obviously was a very long show in many levels, and we are now going to focus on the previous, catching up with the pay-per-views that I've yet to catch up on. I know it's been a long time, but now because I've got the time to do that stuff, I can now catch up with everything that has been prior to this very day. So let's catch up, shall we? So we're going to discuss about Money in the Bank this year because interestingly, there wasn't a backlash that took place. There was actually a big gap between WrestleMania and Money in the Bank. So Money in the Bank was the next pay-per-view they actually rolled out for WWE following the big show of the big show of the year. Of course, it was around this time, however, that obviously Sasha Banks was not featured because Sasha Banks actually got obviously she ended up walking out of the company due to originally it was said that she walked out of the company due to the fact that her and Bayley lost the WWE Tag Team titles, but it kind of felt like more stress related stuff. But anyway, let's get into the Money in the Bank stuff anyway. So we had the first kickoff match, which was revolving around. We have the Usos defeating the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Daniel Bryan and Rowan in a matchup, in a kickoff matchup, as Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan were the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, following Daniel Bryan's loss to the WWE titles, and they crowned the new SmackDown Tag Champions. Due to the Hardy Boys being injured, Jeff Hardy being injured and stuff. And then eventually we would then kick off the Money in the Bank pay-per-view with a surprise women's Money in the Bank win for Bayley, as Bayley would finally get the Money in the Bank briefcase, winning her first Money in the Bank ladder match, and obviously given the opportunity to be able to cash in for the Raw or SmackDown Women's Championships. And then that followed to the United States title match where Rey Mysterio would surprise the world by defeating Samoa Joe to finally become the United States champion. However, though, Samoa Joe would deliver a vicious post-match assault, which led to Samoa Joe obviously injuring Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio ended up having to. Well, it led to Rey Mysterio having to forfeit the United States Championship due to those injuries. Then, of course, we would have Shane McMahon facing The Miz in a steel cage match, a continuation of that WrestleMania rivalry. The only thing is, though, Shane McMahon would once again win the steel cage match over The Miz. And even The Miz, I'm pretty sure this ended the rivalry pretty much for the Shane and The Miz's rivalry. Then we would have the Cruiserweight Championship where Tony Nese would take on Adrian Devaya, who obviously Tony Nese would remain Cruiserweight Champion, but then shortly after this pay-per-view, he would lose the title to Drew Jurek, who would end up taking the Cruiserweight title off Tony Nese. Then we would have the first of Becky Lynch's Raw and SmackDown Women's title matches. This was for the Raw Women's title, and that was Becky Lynch defeating Lacey Evans to remain the Raw Women's Champion. But then shortly afterwards, she would face Charlotte, and Charlotte would then overcome to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion, only for Bayley to cash in, and she would then successfully cash in the briefcase and would become SmackDown Women's Champion, taking Charlotte's title away from her just as quick. So therefore, Becky Lynch would now be known as the Raw Women's Champion, and basically have one title, and she would be known to be representing Raw heading toward for the remainder of this year. Then we would have the Roman Reigns' first rivalry on SmackDown, and that was against Elias, who both men were known as SmackDown superstars heading into this pay-per-view, as Roman Reigns was a big draw pick for SmackDown. So Roman Reigns defeated Elias, who would end up allying with Shane McMahon. Then we would have Laura Sullivan would crush the Lucha's house parties moment. So that was obviously a sort of a segment, and it led to Kofi Kingston and Kevin Owens facing off. Obviously, Kevin Owens had a bit of a temporary heel turn, which was very temporary because especially heading into SummerSlam. And then and obviously that led to Kofi Kingston beating Kevin Owens and still remaining WWE champion. And then we would have the AJ Styles Seth Rollins Universal title, as AJ Styles now represents Raw. And of course, it led to Rollins beating AJ Styles in their high profile Universal Championship match. But however, though, the thing that really obviously annoyed a lot of WWE fans was the fact that the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, because you've had so many great competitors like Finn Balor and all these other newcomers, some of these bright stars who are obviously becoming major stars in the WWE right now, and they're all trying to be hungry for a world's title match. And most of these young men were basically forced to witness a game-changing moment where, for some apparent reason, Brock Lesnar was given the opportunity to participate in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Brock Lesnar would end up winning the Money in the Bank. Basically means that the Beast finally had his first Money in the Bank ladder match win, giving him his first successful briefcase win for the for Money in the Bank. So basically giving him the opportunity to take back the Universal title from Seth Rollins however he feels. Which was kind of again, it kind of annoyed a lot of fans that day, because a lot of fans didn't want to see Brock Lesnar as Money in the Bank holder. In fact, they preferred other superstars, but WWE still went with the plan of Brock Lesnar holding the Money in the Bank briefcase at the end of the show. So overall, this wasn't too bad of a pay-per-view, to say for the least. I mean, Bayley winning the SmackDown Women's title. At least they'd done something right with Bayley, following the behind-the-scenes stuff that was going on between with Bayley and Sasha being upset about their WrestleMania or some kind of conflicts that was going on. But at least Bayley had her moment in Money in the Bank holding the SmackDown Women's title, thanks to that briefcase win. So that is basically pretty much the results of Money in the Bank for 2019. And the next pay-per-view we'll be taking a look at will be in regards to Extreme Rules, which was the next major pay-per-view release. So I'll see you. And of course, I'll also be looking at the NXT takeovers as well that have happened. So definitely look out for, and also the NXT UK takeovers. So let's go to so we'll head towards our next review. And like I said, hopefully in the next couple of days, I'll hopefully be catched up with all the latest reviews. So we'll be up to date, ready for the next event for WWE. So see you in the next episode.